Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I just think somebody should start singing.
Roll call, please.
President, Mr. Percy.
Here.
Vice President, Mrs. Hobinson. Here. Secretary, Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Treasurer, Mrs. Scandal.
Here.
Mr. Griffiths.
Here.
Mr. Kashner. Mr. Shuey.
Here.
Mrs. Smudgen.
Here.
Mr. Sosnowski.
Here.
Okay, at this time, we'll recognize students' accomplishment. Please, students of the month, have the students of the month, or
Nope, I'm ready for it.
you ready?
Yep.
Oh,
Griff, hit the lights, right? Or, okay, you got it.
Hi, my name's Molly Rosnock. I'm here with the October Junior High Student of the Month. What is your name and grade?
Carly Cedar, 8th grade.
What sports or clubs are you in?
I kicked for the junior high football team and I play soccer.
What hobbies do you have?
Soccer and like baking.
What is your favorite class and what is your biggest takeaway from it?
Probably math and just like the extra stuff, like variables.
Okay. What is your favorite quote?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
It's a very good one. I'm here with the Senior Student of the Month. What is your name and grade?
Dalshik Tano, and I am a senior.
What sports or clubs are you in?
I am involved in soccer. I play goalkeeper, and I was formerly involved in track and field. I'm involved in environmental club, and I was previously a class officer.
Okay, that's a lot. What hobbies do you have?
Well, I really enjoy the outdoors, so I'm mostly involved in scouts outside of school.
What kind of scout are you?
I am an Eagle Scout.
Okay. What is your favorite class and what is your biggest takeaway from it?
My favorite class is probably physics with Mr. Major. He really inspires me as well. But my biggest takeaway is probably everything since I want to go into engineering.
Okay, yeah. Is there a specific kind of engineering you want to go to?
Probably civil engineering. I think it'd be cool to work with infrastructure.
What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote was brought on to me by Mrs. Kelchner. Calculus makes me happy.
That is a very good quote. Yeah.
Henry, you're up.
Okay, I don't think it's been any secret that our junior high football program has been amazing the last 2 seasons since we hired Coach Haddock and his coaching staff. Over the last 2 years, they've posted a 17-2 record, which is pretty unbelievable considering where the program was at. And all I can say is everybody that's around these coaches love them and appreciate them, and they'll do anything for these kids and to make this program successful. And coaches will know, yep, I'm going to be calling them up for a little help this year on the varsity. I'm going to take away completely from junior high. Such an asset like this, I got to utilize him a couple times a week during practice and on Friday nights. But we're so lucky to have Coach, and I think now that we've had 2 years through the program, junior high is our feeder program. We're going to start seeing the effects and benefits from the successes that junior high had on the varsity level, because they do the same things that we do. Same offenses, same defense, same plays, same schemes, same terminology. And to get a coach to come in and buy into that is truly amazing. So at this time, Coach, please introduce yourself and the staff, and we're very proud of you and the kids. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Coach. Get my composure here a minute. Being here tonight, guys, is a great honor, a really great honor. when Henry hired me 2 years ago, we had a vision, all right? And that vision, is really paying off. And, the support, just the support that we have from the people in this room here. We had a great run for 2 years, but it could not have been done. It could not have been done without the support of some of the people, okay, in this room tonight, okay? My coaches, myself, we love coaching for Henry. Henry's been a winner all his life, and we wanted to be along for that ride. And we are going to turn this around, and we are going to be successful, all right? And that's what our job at the junior high level is. But what really impresses me the most, okay, is the support that we get from the administration here, okay, and the school board. When the superintendent takes his time on a Friday morning after a Thursday game to call us, all right, and tell us, all right, what a great game we had, okay, and the great job that we're doing there. When I take that back to the coaches and I go take that back to the kids, it's amazing the energy that it entailed, Mr. Bennett, and that meant a whole lot. That meant a whole lot to us for there. Mr. Kashner on the school board, okay, got me through, okay, gave us a great bonding experience this summer, all right, with all our kids, down at the pool, down there at Knoebels, all right, that got us off to such a great start. Mr. Anderson, okay, who filmed all our games for us this year in Huddle, okay, which was a great help to us all year. Brian, we talk all the time. He promised to stay away from the games because he's 0-2 so far.
When I showed up, I come to 2 of his games. They're the 2 games he lost, so I don't come to the games no
No,
more.
holy kidding. He's a great friend. We talk football all the time, all righty, and we get his support, from everybody, okay, here, and that really means a lot. When I got hired by Henry, the night he hired me was at a Christmas party, one of Brian's Christmas party. He actually ruined my whole night that night. He ruined my whole night that night, because as soon as he offered me that position there, my mind just went totally haywire.
And you start drinking, too.
No, I stopped. That's what I actually stopped. I stopped, And, to watch Henry, if everybody ever saw Henry up there dancing, you'll know why, what. But it really, and my wife Mary Lee will tell you, I am so grateful and humbled, okay, by the opportunity to be a part, okay, of this program. Mr. Hockenbrock, Mr. Kiefer, Mr. Kashner, our athletic director, okay, did everything they could to get me through that first year. I had so many questions, so many different things. Yes, I coached Little League football, but nothing was there to prepare me, okay, for what was involved in coaching junior high football. There's so much more involved. And the administration in this school just helped me so much. And I couldn't have done it, okay, without my terrific staff. All right, we have a great chemistry, okay, with our staff. All right, my son Jared, okay, is my offensive coordinator. Coach Boyer here, Tommy Boyer is our defensive coordinator. Nick Walsh we are so blessed to have Nick. We lost Tim Fennell as a coach last year, all right, as our line coach. Nick Walsh stepped in this year. These guys just have all the energy, okay, that I had 30 years ago. Our Mr. Everything, Mr. Barry, okay, he does everything for us, out there. And of course, our new volunteer this year is Mr. Duganitz. And they have the energy that I used to have 30 years ago, all righty? And I really couldn't do the job that I had, without these guys here. And lastly are the kids. For 2 years, I've had a great group of kids out there. I had the privilege of last night attending the Honor Society. We had 3 football players on that, being honored, at the Junior Honor Society out there. We only had one kid this year on academic suspension for most of the year, which was a great improvement over last year. We do stress academics out there, and the kids are really starting to get it. Okay, that academics is a big part, okay, of playing football out there. They're not going to play football unless they study and hit the books, okay, for us out there. So that's very, very important, very, very important to us. But we did have a great group of kids out there. Alrighty, I'm very, very proud of them. Myself and the coaches here are rewarded seeing them, okay, progress at the next level, okay, and that's our reward, seeing them succeed at the next level. And we are very, very excited with these kids over the last 2 years, okay, going through there and succeed, which I think they are very capable. All right, and I'd be remiss without thanking all the wives, also thanking my wife, Mary Lee. I mean, we see very little of each other between February and November, and that could be a good thing, or that could be but she's my rock, she's my support, and she'll tell you when Henry hired me for this job, it was the best thing for me that I did, and I can't be more thankful, okay, for having this opportunity and being part of the Shamokin Area School District. I'm very proud of this school, and I want this school to be successful. We stress our kids to be successful in the classroom, in the community, and on the football field, and that's last, okay? So we're very, very proud of the kids, and hopefully they're going to succeed. Again, thank you so much for having us out here. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll continue to make you guys proud of us in the future. Thank you so much.
As you can see, what makes Coach Haddock and the rest of these coaches so special is not their tremendous knowledge of football, but they're wonderful people, and everybody truly loves them, including myself. Thank you guys for everything. Fall sports are complete. Many positives to take away from the variety of sports offered this fall season. Winter sports officially begin this upcoming Friday, and we are hopeful and confident in the successful seasons in all of our upcoming winter sports. Our annual Powder Puff game is occurring right now at the stadium, and if I get done, I might catch the last 10 minutes to do a little recruiting while I'm down there. I got a quick glimpse. Some of these girls can definitely bring if they can play. So, Coach Howe, you had a female kicker on
We
your
had a
team,
female kicker, student of the month, you know, it did my heart good to see her a student of the month.
I'll meet you down there. We'll start game planning for
Absolutely.
next year. Last night, we successfully held our National Honor Society induction ceremonies. We had a fantastic turnout and great representation from our students who are proudly representing the fine academics offered by our school district. Today, our monthly class meetings took place for all grade levels to prepare for the upcoming weeks and discuss the previous month's successes and needed areas of improvement. Discipline numbers continue to decrease, and we are headed in the right direction. We have a good handle on that moving forward. Everybody knows this is an exciting time of year as we begin to approach the holiday season, kicking off with Thanksgiving, and you can sense the energy and excitement in the air. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we will be holding our annual orchestra and chorus fall concert. Everyone should come out to the school as we celebrate this joyous event. Orchestra and chorus departments always do a fantastic job and will surely put on a wonderful performance tomorrow night. Second marking period progress report 1 ends on November 17th. Second marking period progress report 1 grades are due November 19th. Wednesday, December 1st at 8:30 a.m. are picture retakes. They will be in the high school auditorium as always. And Keystone testing is scheduled for December 1st through December 9th. In class meetings today, administration and guidance had the Act 158 discussion regarding Keystone testing with all of our underclassmen. So everything's running very smooth, and we're excited for the future and upcoming weeks here at the middle high school. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Henry. Mr. Kiefer?
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Give you a brief update on the elementary school. First thing is after-school tutoring in Indian Academy is in full swing. As you know, we started those programs November 1st. Just to give you an idea, it runs Monday through Thursday from 3 to 5. So 2 hours each evening, Monday through Thursday. Students are getting explicit direct instruction interventions based off of what they need and why they are there. Our teachers had a referral that they had to put in to support students to be enrolled in the program. It was based off of where kids were academically and the loss of learning that they specifically had. So we're very proud of this program and what we're able to offer to students. And it's really nice getting around the building after hours and you see kids working hard on ECRI lessons. That's one time. And among other things. Okay. I think it's 3. So just one specific thing, because there was some confusion in the beginning. Students that require transportation are attending on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and students that are parent pickups are Monday, Wednesdays. Given that we would love to have unlimited funds and be able to provide a bus every day, we got to work within the framework of our budget and what we can do. And right now, we can provide transportation 2 days a week for students that need a ride, that need a bus ride. We do offer snacks to all the students. That's a long day, especially for a 5- and 6-year-old. So we do offer snacks, and they get a milk and a treat, and it's been a very positive experience thus far. So we're excited about that program and continuing it over the next couple of years. Something not as serious. We're planning to do, again, this year, the 12 Days of Christmas Dress Down. I don't know if, and I'm sure you were aware of it, but last year, for the 12 days before we went to Christmas break, we had a bunch of different things where kids would wear festive things, and it really brought out a lot of good in the kids and the staff, and we had a lot of fun with it. So we are going to continue with that this year. I do not want to ruin Thanksgiving, because it is a holiday, and we got to acknowledge it, right? We sometimes skip over it and go right to Christmas. So it won't be till December that we will release that to families and the staff. So that's some fun things coming up. Student Council is sponsoring some events coming up, and we're really excited about that in the fall. Student Council always takes a very active part. We do food drives at the elementary school. We have candygrams. We have door decorating contests. We have a winter dance that is in the works and being planned. Today, for instance, the Student Council students went down to kindergarten and first grade and did the Diary of a Worm reading activity, which was kind of neat. Seeing that, the kids always get really excited when the big kids go down to read to them and do fun things with them. We're doing a Thanksgiving food drive right now. If you walk into the elementary building, you're going to see 2 tables filled with canned food that we're going to be donating, near the middle of the month here. We have a Christmas food drive that we're planning for the first half of December. So that's another food drive, among some other things, Christmas cards for the elderly, and other things that we're planning through Student Council. So we have a lot of really neat things happening, and it's all thanks to our Student Council and their mentors. I can't say enough about Mrs. Neary and Mrs. Stashak and the things that they're doing with kids to have a positive impact on our school and our community. And looking at some important dates coming up for November through January, we had hot cocoa and donuts today for the students who had perfect attendance for the months of October through November, which was, well, let me tell you, we had it in the library, and I just told Jen and the team, I'm like, just order the donuts, and I'll go over and pay for them, and let's get them here, thinking they'd be like glazed donuts, right? No, they weren't glazed donuts. They had icing all over on them. They had sprinkles. They were loaded with sprinkles. And there we are in the library, and there's sprinkles all over the carpet. But we did get it cleaned up. But the kids loved it. They had it all over their face. And I had the pleasure of sending them back to class, which is icing all over their face. And it was hilarious. But we had a lot of kids smiling this morning because they got to enjoy their donut and hot cocoa for coming to school every day. And that's a very important thing. That we can only educate them if they're there. So we are going to continue this each month. We're going to have an initiative where we're going to celebrate the kids that come to school every day. Okay, so more coming there. Obviously, our Act 80 Day is the 23rd. Parents be mindful of that, as well as our break, the 24th through the 29th. We do have a PTA meeting. This is very important. PTA meeting in the cafeteria on December 2nd at 6 o'clock. And the importance is we're really looking for volunteers to take a more active role. As you know, a lot of our fundraising gets tied to having field trips at the end of the year. And right now, the fundraising hasn't been really good. So we've had some pretty serious discussions about what that means for field trips moving forward. And the reason why the fundraising is important is because it really does defer the cost. It brings the cost down of these trips, and it makes it more manageable for all of our students and their families. So it's important that we have people helping out with fundraising, not the same 3 or 4 individuals doing all of it. So I strongly urge you, if you want to maintain some of the great things that PTA does, we really need some people to take part in the fundraising and help us drive that so it can become more successful for the remainder of the year. So December 2nd, mark it on your calendar. Please stop in if you can donate some of your time and efforts to PTA and fundraising. We do have concerts coming up. December 6th is our elementary concert. First grade will be at 6 o'clock. Second grade will be at 7 o'clock. So we broke it up because first and second grade are generally pretty large groups. All the kids participate in the concerts. So we did break it up into 2 performances that night. December 8th is the intermediate school concert, and that's 5th and 6th together at 6:30. And those things will be going out. We'll do alerts and phone calls and Facebook posts for that. I'm very encouraged looking at the data, talking about Acadians and iReady. And I had some comments from teachers. They've never seen that much blue on an Acadian's benchmark test, which I'm very proud about. As you know, we've done ECRI implementation for nonsense word fluency. That's 2. And we are seeing a tremendous spike in our scores, where we would normally see half to 3/4 of our pie charts in red. Now half to 3/4 of them are blue or green, which tells me that the program is working, the commitment, the interventions, that they're pulling groups out and giving an additional 45 minutes of reading instruction every day for K through 2. I said we got to stop the bleed, and we're doing that right now. So understand reading performance levels are going up. We're seeing it in our data, and we're very encouraged by that. Okay, so stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more good news as we move through the year. The last thing, Christmas parties. I guess we should always talk about that. Parties are pretty important at the elementary. Kids love their parties. December 22nd is when we're going to be having our Christmas classroom parties at 2 o'clock. So so you were aware of that. With that, I think I will defer the rest of my time. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, Mike. Good job.
I just want to add a couple things. Thank you, Henry and Mike, for the reports. High school and junior high had their National Honor Society inductions last night. It was nice to see all the kids. Those are best and brightest kids in the school building. So I appreciate that. It was a nice event, and everything went well with that. We do have the Powder Puff game tonight. I'm still trying to get a score on that. Haven't gotten the score. Also, Mike, thank you for only saying ECRI twice. For those of you that don't know what ECRI is, you'll have to research it and come back to the next board meeting and tell Mr. Kiefer what it stands for. So, but also I wanted to mention, and I didn't know if you were going to mention it tonight, Mike, the Acadian scores are very promising at the primary level. Mr. Kiefer's pumped a lot of energy along with the elementary staff into early childhood reading, and based on the data we've gotten from the first benchmark, it's starting to pay off. At least that's what we see at this point in time. So thank you both for that. Also, I just want to thank Mr. Haddock and his staff for being here tonight. I see Jared, Nick, Mr. Rook, Tommy, and Mr. Dugonitz. Thank you for what you did this year with the kids. Lots of positive comments. And I can't say enough about Mr. Haddock because I've known him since I met Jordan when he was in 8th grade. Just took over. I was the assistant principal, and he came down the office for some reason. It was a mistake, and he was in 8th grade. I said, "You're in 8th grade," and it was Mr. Haddock's son, Jordan, big football player, and quality family, quality people. And every time I would say something to Mr. Haddock about the job that the coaches are doing, first words out of his mouth are, the kids are great, I love the kids. So he's definitely kid-centered, and we appreciate that. And I think you do a great job working with Henry and your staff working with Henry's staff. So thank you guys and ladies for all that you do. All right, that's all I have. Yep. Oh, and winter sports start on Friday, so.
Yeah, Henry said that.
Yep.
Okay. At this time, we'll have citizens' comments. Anybody wants to say anything, just come up to the microphone, Tammy.
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Tammy Rhodes. All of you know that. I'm just wondering what is being done in reference to the dress code. See ya.
We are, at what building level or district-wide?
Well, I'm not really sure, and I personally don't have the issue. I've just been reading about it a lot on social media, that people are being suspended for having hoodies tied around their waist or in their backpacks, and I did ask Mr. Hockenbrock about how clear is that for real. They really do get suspended for that, and he did confirm that yes, they do get suspended for hoodies because they've been told so many times. And I guess my only thing is, building off of what Mr. Kiefer said, is, we can't educate kids if they're not in school. They're missing an awful lot of time with COVID restrictions and COVID exposures and all that stuff. Then they come back, they have a hoodie in their bag, and they're suspended for 2 more days. Is that really like the best?
Right now, what we're doing, actually, we just talked about it earlier with
I was
Henry.
gonna say, do you mind if I?
Yeah, go ahead, that's fine.
Can we, so as a matter of fact, we actually talked about this, and I asked Henry to stay, instead of leaving with us. We have a committee that we put together that Henry's actually going to head up for us, and I think we have, correct me if I'm wrong, how many teachers? 5 teachers. How many parents?
3 right now.
3 right now, parents, and Henry's going to chair that as well, that we're putting a committee together to discuss dress code. So we want to make sure that we're being consistent. We want to get some parent input. We want to get some teacher input. And I am also going to be helping in regards to that committee to figure out what we do about that. So one of the issues is the consistency. One of the issues is, how we address the punishments, if you will, and everything else that you just talked about. So we did put a committee together, and Henry's working on putting a meeting together as to when we're going to have the first discussion on that. Food for thought. When I was working the polls, I had a mother say to me that her 2 girls no longer go to Shamokin, and that they left in the middle of the year because of the dress code. She said that her 2 girls are overweight and that they were constantly getting their pants snapped. So she came in and said, what would you like me to buy for them? She said, lo and behold, it got to be so much that she pulled them out of school, cyber schooled them, which I understand is money. Money, everybody's always cyber school, we gotta watch the money. So these kids were pulled out of school because of this dress code and because of that. And now, it's not because they're defiant either, because now they go to Lourdes, where they have a dress code. But I think because of the repercussions and what they were dealing with here, because I'm told that when the kids go into the classroom, the teacher spends the first 5 minutes inspecting everybody and sending them to the office. And then there's 1,200 write-ups in a year for, the administration. Just can't imagine that is what they should be doing. And we're addressing it. So that is something that we put together. So, thank you.
Anybody else? Mike?
Yeah, I'd like to say a few words, and
Hold on. What? That's fine. You all right? Yep.
it just caught me, sorry, Mike DeGannis. It just caught me when everybody was giving accolades, and I thought, wow, something was missed this week. There's a new group that's starting. It's called Future Innovators of Shamokin. They used to be Flagship, it used to be Key Club, but since there is no Kiwanis, they can't call themselves Key Club. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they have been starting to meet at 7 o'clock at night at Bamsi's to do community service within the city. And they asked a couple business owners, you know, and people that, volunteers within the city to come and help them, because they wanted to do good with the city. And one of the things that we set up there, Mrs. Sahanik, actually was up there at 7 o'clock, and she said, okay, guys, 20 kids showed up to this. Just sitting in Bamsey's coffee shop, and we just said, well, what do you guys want to do? And they all stood up one by one, giving their name and everything. They said, we want to do good with smoking. We want to make a mark in smoking. We want to give back. And these kids are true to their word. They turn around, they helped us with with 13 of them have helped out with the planting of the trees this last Saturday for, over at the Claude Keeler 2 Park. We had 14 trees and 10 shrubs to plant in there. And these older women from the garden club were like, there's no way we can do this. 13 of these kids from the school came up to help 9 o'clock in the morning on a rainy, and it was cold and rainy on Saturday morning, but they came up there to give their time to do that. The Halloween parade, we had about 10 of them helping out over there, helping us get everybody lined up so they can go out the same wave of floats and everything. And these are kids in this community, these are kids from this school that want to do better. These kids are ready to do, they already made a group of kids that are saying, we want to light up, they want to light up on the Light Up Lincoln, they want to light up the eagle and the bell down there. They're going to put the decorations up. They want to do it. And for Small Business Saturday, Light Up Lincoln. These kids want to get involved with the Christmas festival, and they're making their ideas of what they want to do. We sat there, and I'm talking football players. We've got 4 football players. We've got 3 basketball players. We've got a bunch of band members, some cheerleaders, some kids from the environmental club. So, I mean, they're all, it's just a different pack of kids, and I think they need to be commended. I think Mrs. Sahanik, she's the one who really spearheaded this, and it's after school. Like I said, it's at 7 o'clock, so it's not on your grounds, but they need to be commended because it's just like these kids are coming from all over going, we want to do this. So I want to thank you guys, and, you know, thank you for raising these good kids because they are out there, and they're doing a great job, so thank you.
Thanks, Mr. DeGonis.
Anybody else? Joe, you have anything to say?
I'm the 5th tonight.
Okay. All right, do we have anything online, Chris? We didn't.
Not as of yet. Nope, if there is all.
Okay, we'll come back if there is. Okay.
Yes.
All right, work session agenda.
We're good, we can move on.
We're good on that?
Yep.
Okay, let's get into the meeting. The old business. I need a motion to approve the board meeting minutes.
Motion. Second.
On the question? All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
On the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to authorize the payment of the bills.
Motion.
Second.
On the question? Roll call, Karen.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffiths?
Yes.
Mrs. Hogenstein? Yes. Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian?
Yes.
And Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Okay, correspondence, that's none, so we don't, not this. Correct. Good there? Okay, we're gonna go into new business. And I'll read this whole thing. Acknowledge student or staff accomplishments. I move to acknowledge the following students' accomplishments. Student of the month, 12th grade, Dallas Chicatano. 8th grade, Carly Cedar. I'd like to say congratulations to Carter Smink for scoring his 50th soccer goal against Lime Mountain. Also, congratulations to the competition band for placing 8th overall, but placing first among the bands in our region at the Atlantic Coastal Championships. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion. Second.
On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to set the date and location for the annual reorganization meeting.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Griffiths?
Yes.
Mrs. Hogenstein? Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smugian?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
And Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the revised 21-22 school calendar.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
And Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the revised job description.
Motion. Second.
On the question? 7:04. All right.
What did it involve? It involves the recertification yearly.
Okay. Forgot where we were now.
705.
7:04. I need a motion to approve the revised job description.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Okay, Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
And Mrs. Hoppenstein?
No.
I need a motion to approve the advertise for the RFP.
Motion. Second.
On the question, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion to approve the assignment change for student teachers.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to approve the wage increase for the Shamokin City tax collector, deputy tax collector, and employee.
Motion. Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
And Mr. Persing?
Yes. Need a motion for permission to participate in the CSIU guest speaker, teacher training education major consortium.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Persing?
Yes.
And Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the exemption request.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
And Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the fundraisers.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
And Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Need a motion to accept recognition of the depletion of the assigned general fund balance of $2 million.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
And Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the revised ARP ESSER Health and Safety Plan.
Motion.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein? Yes. Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
Yes.
Mrs. Smougin?
Yes.
Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
And Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Okay, guys, personnel agenda. We're going to personnel.
We have some additions to the agenda. 818 will be a motion to accept the resignation of head varsity wrestling coach Todd Hockenbrock. And then with that, we have to add to 817 to advertise for a head varsity wrestling coach.
Okay, I need a motion to approve all personnel items in motion 8.01 through 8.18 as listed.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Griffith?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoppenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Persing?
Yes.
Mrs. Scandal?
Yes.
Mr. Shuey?
No on 8.13.
1-3. Thank you. Mrs. Smuja? Yes. Mr. Sosnowski?
Yes.
And Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to board members' reports, and I'll start it tonight. I'd just like to acknowledge Laura Scandal, and this will be her last board meeting. And I just want to say it was a privilege for the 4 years working with her. Although I didn't think it when she came in, but she really was an asset to the board, especially on the school stuff and teacher stuff and special ed stuff. She really knows her stuff, so I'm going to miss you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to say it was a pleasure doing battle with you all. And I hope you continue to fight the good fight and continue to make the changes for the good in the districts. You know, we do have a lot of good kids. We have to continue to fight for, put them first and fight for what they need. And I'll be watching still.
Very good. And I still have your phone number.
I was gonna say, we'll still be using that phone number to call you, so
You can keep it. It's Mike I wish would lose it, because every time I get a call from Mike, he wants me to do something, come to work.
I'd like to acknowledge Mrs. Scandal as well, as far as being a fellow faculty member and helping me fight that battle. I'm going to miss that perspective that you bring.
Awesome.
I appreciate everything you brought to the education and curriculum committees. Thank you. Also, the fall sports, I think it's great that we have these wonderful coaches that are bringing the kids out and getting them to do things, because it's tough after being locked down for a year and a half to get these kids out to do things. So that was great seeing the coaches do that. Band, Mr. Kiefer, Mr. Hynoski, Mr. Hockenbrock, Mr. Carnuccio, really waking them up from a year and a half of just a tough time. So I think it's great seeing all this good stuff happening in the district.
I'll just want to say, I'll echo what Brian said. You are an asset to the board, and I appreciate it working with you, and I appreciate what you believed in and how you fought for what you believed in, and I appreciate the friendship we developed. So thank you.
I second that, and I hope Bo will send us out a cake.
Stop it.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. An executive session was held for personnel issues on Monday, November 1st, 21, from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 16, 2021, from 5:30 p.m. to 6:53 p.m. prior to the regular monthly board meeting. Citizens' comments only if we did add, we did add something on the agenda. Does anybody have anything to say? We have to, we add it with the wrestling.
I just wanted to send Joe Lashinsky, just want to say thanks to Coach Hockenbrock for his time with the kids in the wrestling program.
Okay. With that, I need a motion for adjournment. Second. We're adjourned. Thanks, guys.
8:14.